Hey gang, it's Coach Karina here to talk about the April movement of the month, which is thoracic mobility. I'm actually combining two movements this month for thoracic upper back thoracic extension and thoracic rotation. They go together, they're both really important, so we're kind of lumping them together. The reason we need thoracic mobility is we tend to do a lot of this. Upper backs in the American adult tend to be very round. They should be a little straighter. They should be able to rotate a little bit more. That changes our breathing patterns, it changes our capacity in exercise, and it protects our bodies. We can think about the thoracic spine as an epicenter or the strong focus that has ripples to the outside. Drop a rock in the middle of a lake and you can see the effects of it all the way to the edges. And it's the same with the thoracic spine. If it doesn't move well, it can cause issues above it in the head and neck, down below it in the lower back and hips, and to either sides in the shoulder blades and shoulders. So what we're going to try to do this month is focus on moving the thoracic spine, working on enhancing breathing so that we can get the other areas adjacent to it to work a little bit better. We know I'm going to be posting some stuff about how to use a foam roller. A lot of you guys have used a foam roller for your upper backs before. I'm going to show you some stuff with the chair today and demonstrate a little bit more about how moving your upper back can actually protect you in your training. It can help enhance the effectiveness of the exercises that you're doing, as well as protect you from some potential injury. So check this out. If I'm round like this, and I just try to lift my arm over my head, nothing wrong with the shoulder, by the way. I run out of movement about here. This is just as far as I can go. If I would like to get my hand over my head, the rest of it is thoracic extension. I have to bring my arm, I can bring my arm over my head because I just extended my upper back, kind of that space of that part of my spine that's between my shoulder blades. That straightening out is what allows us to get our arms over our heads. So in handstands, in downward facing dog, super important that the upper back can straighten out so that your shoulders can be in the right position so you can achieve the pose that you're looking for. Whenever we're trying to lift anything over our head, so that was just my arm, right? What if I had a kettlebell in this arm and I'm trying to do a shoulder press, but my back's round like this and I run into this range of motion and that's kind of where I get stuck? That can cause all kinds of issues in the shoulders. Of course, if I'm doing wall balls and I'm throwing a heavy ball up there and I'm looking at what I'm doing, my upper back is round and I'm looking up there, it puts all kinds of extra pressure on my neck. So, sit up straight when you're at work, sit up straight when you're driving, don't let your kids slouch, make the world a better place and get your thoracic spine to move. And here's how. Yes, sitting up straight is super important. Even if you don't have problems in your lower back, give yourself a nice little cushion in your lower back when you're sitting in a chair for very long, especially in the car. And that allows things to be a little bit straighter. Let your posture be upright like this more instead of rounding forward, right? So then let's use the chair to do a little bit of a modified child's pose for some training for the upper back. So you're going to put your hands on the chair instead of on the floor, and what that does is it gives you more room to move towards the floor for thoracic extension. So you're just going to let your hips kind of sink back, which allows the upper back to straighten out even a little bit more. Don't mind me, I'm just going to kind of hang out here a while. This stretch feels amazing. You can also do it with your elbows on the chair, bend the elbows, and then sink down from there. And you can kind of even work on kind of up and down stretching in the upper back, kind of flexing and extending, rounding and straightening. If the elbows are in this position, I've got some extra stretching going on through all these lat muscles that are lengthened, even down into the triceps. From this position, also give your arms some support. You can rotate the upper back, kind of an active stretch that way, simulating some of those yoga poses. You can go arms straight and rotate. You can go hand behind the back and rotate. Get that thoracic spine twisting. I'll be posting some other stuff about some of my other favorites for thoracic mobility, but I want you to be aware that the straighter your upper back gets and the more over your shoulders your head gets, the more open and strong your shoulders can be, the more open and strong your trunk and spine can be. Your training is going to get more effective and you're going to be quite a bit safer. Hit me up with any questions. Happy spring, happy thoracic mobility.